So we got this assignment from a professor in campus to make a short documentary in a national park. After doing some research for natural areas in the outskirts of the city, and some much needed advice from my sister, the crew and I set out to Parque Nacional El Chico. Little did we know of what awaited for us in the state of Hidalgo. We just got to the camping area. Mauricio, would you mind flashing your light over here? Yeah, we found a carcass. I don't know if that's a good omen. So after setting up camp and getting some much needed rest, we set out to explore the area known as Prismas Basálticos, near the town of Huasca de Ocampo. These tall columns are the result of effusive volcanic activity that occurred around 2.58 million years ago. Their odd hexagonal shape is due to the cooling of the lava when it comes in contact with the water body. Their dark coloration comes from a rich composition of magnesium, iron, and calcium. Lava with such minerals can reach up to 1000 degrees Celsius, and with the right conditions, form columns of around 40 meters in height. The surrounding canyon, called Barranca de Alcholoya, has walls with polygonal columns between 30 and 50 meters high. It leaves the layer exposed by the slow erosion of water, wind, and the mining industry. Most of the prisms are deep underground. The ones that lay in plain sight are just the tip of the iceberg. And at the very end of the canyon, past the waterfall and following the river, you can find Santa Maria Regla. She lies a horse ride away from her beloved San Miguel Regla, whom, like husband and wife, ruled the surroundings to the basaltic prisms. This infamous hacienda is well known for her natural wonders, as well as her disregard for human rights, but more on that later. As one of the country's leading mining facilities, the production of silver and distillation of aguardiente allowed its founder to become one of the richest people of his time. Pedro Romero de Terreros, also known as Count of Regla, founded a considerable amount of haciendas and settlements in the Pachuca and Huasca region during the 18th century. Santa Maria Regla, which nowadays houses a hotel, stands out for her design that seamlessly blends anthropocentric constructions such as churches, smelters for precious metal, underground labyrinths, into its natural surrounding. Thick vegetation, waterfalls, and even the prisms which were used for her construction. The tile-colored water flows from tip to toe through the channels, tunnels, and arches meant to filter any silver nugget in the current. Neighboring the prisms and what is now El Chico National Park, this place could not go unnoticed by artists and mediatic representations alike. The German baron, Alexander von Humboldt, was impressed by the sight of the landscape and made a set of sketches in 1803, now held in the British Museum. The painters, Johann Moritz Regendes and François Mathurin Aldebert, traveled throughout Hidalgo to paint different landscapes, among which are these paintings of Santa Maria's grinding mills and the prisons from 1832. Eugenio Landesio was hired in 1855 by the High Art Academy of San Carlos to teach paisajismo in the institution. His volume, Patio de la Hacienda de Regla, is yet another example of how paisajismo as an artistic movement constitutes an appropriation not only by aestheticizing nature, but by portraying certain Mexican themes and archetypes, most often from a foreign perspective. This taming of landscape through art, which is evident when the focus of the painting is in certain nature as a cosmetic value, subdued to a social and historical background. Landscape painters like José María Velasco and Dr. Atl take a different approach. Even if there is a national identity theme in their paintings, it stays in the background and makes nature itself the protagonist. Whether it's a field or a mountain, nature does not revolve around humans, but rather humans around nature. Likewise, the other hacienda of San Miguel Regla offers an odd mixture between anthropocentric and untamed nature. While the hotel area has a restaurant with view to an artificial lake, fountains, and of course, gardens with finely trimmed bushes and perfectly mowed lawn, the rest of the old structure lays in ruins or hidden under water. Away from the tourists, these quiet spots thrive with both domesticated animals and wildlife. Catwall ducks, geese setting nests in the ahuejote pathways, salmon and rainbow trouts swimming around in the water along with black koi fish, freshwater algae, moss, fungus, and all kinds of swamp insects. That is without taking into account the flora and fauna just beyond the walls of the hacienda in El Chico National Park. We decided to go hiking into the woods to record whatever wildlife we could find and contrast it with that of the haciendas. Sadly, however, our only recording device ran out of battery and we were forced to continue hiking with nature's cameras, our own eyes. But here, to make up for the lacking footage, have this picture of cute kittens along with corny country music.
And I bet when God made pussycats, He spent a little more time on you. 'Cause when it comes to being a cute pussycat, nobody does it quite like you.
With that out of the way, El Chico National Park offers a wide variety of recreational activities, such as camping, hiking, rappelling, and, other nature-loving stuff that nature-loving-ish people do. Mainly due to low budget and a lack of touristic infrastructure, the park remains relatively untouched by humans, which allows life to not be killed by humans. But this is a great experience beyond the conventional weekend getaway. At nighttime, the stars multiply away from the city's pollution, and if you're lucky, you might get the full light spectacle like we did. Satisfied with our work and a little hangover, the crew and I picked up camp and made our way back to Mexico City, well aware that we were fearing nature so long to get back into our concrete jungle.